How's it going, everybody? It is iVisual. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus LaFlare over here in the UU tier. So if you do enjoy these Wi-Fi battles every single day, make sure to hit that like button on the video, and the team I'm using is in the description if you do want to try it out. Made by Loden. And also, if you do want a Wi-Fi battle, my Discord is in the description. That's where I get all my Wi-Fi battles from. And if you want to Wi-Fi battle other people, or just battle them in other games too. So we lead off with the Rotom. It's going to be Electrum Z Rotom as it leads off with Donphan. I go for the Volt Switch because I know for a fact he's not staying in. Nobody wants to stay in against a Rotom because, you know, you can just get Leaf Stormed. So I make that prediction call right as I bring in Diancie over here. Diancie has Stealth Rock, so I want to get them up. This is a max special defense Diancie, and I don't really care what Blissey wants to do versus a Diancie because most Blissey just have Toxic, Seismic Toss, Soft Boil, maybe Wish, Protect, who knows. But sometimes they like to carry Heal Bell as well. So he throws off a Toxic on me. I do have Heal Bell on this Diancie. If I so choose to want to Heal Bell, I can. But I'm going to right and just go into my Infernape and put on the pressure because this team doesn't appreciate Infernape. Infernape is Choice Scarf. Usually I like to run a more Life Orb or maybe Z-Move Infernape with Nasty Plot or Swords Dance, but I didn't make the team. And Scarf Infernape isn't all that bad too. It's really good. People like to use it. And it comes in handy. So I U-turn on out as he brought in Donphan into Rotom. I go because Dumbo is not wanting to take a Leaf Storm to the face because he probably expects me to predict him to, you know, make the same play again. And I go for a Volt Switch, but nope, I'm going to predict him to predict me to do that. And yeah, predictions. So down goes Dumbo, the Donphan. But that allows Ella, the Meloetta, to come in. And Meloetta is going to go for that Z Celebrate and raise all its stats by 1. That's what Z Celebrate does, or Z Happy Hour. And Ella is going to be a little threatening because this is the set that got it banned from RU. Raising all its stats by 1 and having Serene Grace, Psychic, Focus Blast. It's going to deal a lot of damage. So I bring in Diancie because Diancie's max special defense. I can get some chip on it before I can go into Infernape, which is going to be guaranteed to outspeed Meloetta since Infernape is naturally faster, and then Choice Scarf is pretty much just like +1 speed. So we do get some chip on there. Meloetta doesn't have the best defense, that's why I go for Diamond Storm. And he's just going to Psychic me, and I actually just go down. You know, Diancie max special defense, it's still going to go down to a +1 Psychic from that range. I was really hoping that I could live and maybe get some more chip on there. So Meloetta is out of range, I think, from a close combat, so I'm going to go for a U-turn first. Just to be sure that I can knock him out with a close combat because I don't want to lose the game to this Meloetta if I don't knock you out. So might as well just sack Nidoking since I felt like I can win the game without Nidoking. And especially when you have a Blissey on the team, what is Nidoking going to really do? Nothing, really. Unless you're physical attacking Nidoking. So, in comes Infernape again. I just go for the safe close combat, and down goes Meloetta. And yeah, I mean, Infernape's going to do some work versus LaFlare's team. He doesn't have too much for a close combat, I gotta say. In comes Scizor, though. I don't want to stay in because I'm locked into close combat. Scizor can take that. And I don't expect him to U-turn, that's for sure. I expect him to probably Swords Dance. LaFlare loves going for the Swords Dance with Scizor, and he always likes running Swords Dance with Scizor. Like, he doesn't really run Banded like I played him a lot. So I expected that. And I bring in Rotom, and I just go for the Electrum Z because I was like, you know what, we're going to try and clap this Scizor. I think he's probably going to try and stay in. Maybe even Swords Dance again, expecting a Will-O-Wisp, but nope, we got the Electrum Z, and down goes the Scizor, so that's awesome for me. Just knowing how LaFlare plays, I kind of expected him to not want to go for U-turn, but who knows, maybe next time I play him, he's just going to, you know, totally surprise me and go for U-turn if we play UU and he has Scizor. But then maybe I expect that, you know, maybe I know he's watching this. Okay, I don't know. It's just predictions, pretty much. So, in comes Braviary. He goes for the superpower. It doesn't do much because I'm not taking any super effective damage from it. Even if he goes for like a Brave Bird, I could take that since it's neutral damage because we're electric typing with grass. But that's fine because in comes a Sharpedo. He's going to get that speed boost now. Sharpedo could be a threat, but I still have Hydreigon at full health, and I should be able to live in Ice Fang. And also, he needs another speed boost to outspeed my Infernape, which he actually doesn't go for. He should have protected right there because he could have actually won. Like, maybe. Usually Sharpedos have Psychic Fangs, Crunch, and Ice Fang with Protect in the UU tier. So maybe, yeah, Psychic Fangs probably knocks out Infernape. I think so, with the Strong Jaw boost. So if he got the Protect right there, and like he should have, he would be able to outspeed Hydreigon. I mean, he already outspeeds it with +1 since I'm Choice Specs Hydreigon. Maybe flinched or frozen Hydreigon, and then just Psychic Fangs Infernape. Maybe he just thought that I had Mach Punch on Infernape. Probably. But I don't think I did. Yeah, I had like Stone Edge, I think. Pretty sure U-turn, Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Stone Edge. I think. I don't know, I can just check, but yeah, he definitely should have went for it. Yeah, I have Stone Edge. Okay, we checked. So that is going to be a GG versus LaFlare. Next up, we got versus Richard Rone. And Haxorus is a very scary Pokemon to play against. I am terrified of that Pokemon. And he definitely has some good breakers as well. Celebi could be a Z-mover as well. It's very threatening. Swampert is pretty annoying to deal with as well, but luckily we do have Rotom. But he does have a good Rotom check, which is his own Rotom. Rotom Heats for my Rotom mouse. So, yeah. Sylveon is able to not take on Nidoking, that's for sure. So Nidoking is probably my way of breaking through his team for sure. I gotta keep that in mind. And keeping Infernape for the Haxorus when it gets +1 speed with Dragon Dance is also a thing as well. So it leads off with Switchblade. I guess that's a reference to maybe Little Peep, I don't know. Or maybe it's just a reference to what Scizor is, a Switchblade. No, it's a Scizor, but I mean, it could maybe be a Switchblade too. I don't know. Probably not. Either way, we will switch on out. As he actually stayed, and I didn't expect that. I guess maybe he thought that I wouldn't Will-O-Wisp or maybe knock him out, which is fair, to be honest. I mean, most of the time, Rotoms do just Volt Switch and get the heck on out of there. So I go into Diancie because I had a feeling he would just U-turn. I mean, he didn't Bullet Punch, so I'm pretty safe to just go into Diancie. Unless he Swords Dance, then that's gonna be a bad thing, but he didn't. So, in comes Swampert. I decided to just take the Earthquake because I was like, I really want to get rocks up because of that Rotom Heats. Rotom Heat's a little bit problematic because it's going to be difficult to try and whittle it down. And if I can get rid of that, then Rotomo's going to do some good damage versus his team. And also, it hurts his team more than it hurts mine, the Stealth Rocks. So he decides to get his own Stealth Rocks up, which is fine. Over here, I make a prediction to want to switch out, predicting Leaf Storm, but nope. He stays in, but he misses Toxic, so that's a little unfortunate. And I'm like, okay, maybe he thinks I'm like Scarf or Specs, so I'm going to go for the Leaf Storm here. And he does stay in again. Maybe expecting me to be like that, Scarf for Specs. So I knock out Swampert, which I was like, okay, thank the Lord. He missed Toxic because maybe he would have switched out right there. But it does suck, you know, 90% accuracy, you miss Toxic. That, you know, really blows, obviously. But I'll take advantage of that. But then he brings in the Haxorus, so maybe it doesn't blow for him because he could just win the game over here. Because even though Mega Aggron has that ability filter, he's going to be Ground EMZ. And I max special defense Mega Aggron with Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, which is a pretty cool set. I like that a lot. It could definitely catch people off guard. Most Aggrons are Stealth Rock and maybe like 3 attacks, stuff like that. This one though, max special defense. What's usually Mega Aggrons are max special defense. Maybe you run into a defensive one, but yeah, Ground EMZ is going to blow us back at +1. Haxorus is not something to mess around with. I know for that for a fact. I like to run Swords Dance and UU because it busts through stall teams. So I was kind of hoping he would beat Outrage over here. I was also maybe hoping that maybe he'd be scared of a Scarf Hydreigon, but nope. He is Dragon Claw, and he's not scared of a Scarf Hydreigon, so both of those are out the door. So now Plan Z, Infernape, hope that he doesn't Dragon Dance up, U-turn, put him in range of a close combat, and sack Diancie. Because if he was locked in Outrage, I could have brought in Diancie, Moonblast him, and knock him out, but since he's Dragon Claw, I can't make him locked into something. So he just Earthquakes, you know, trying to knock on Infernape, but luckily he did not go for Dragon Dance because that allows me to bring in Scarf Infernape and knock him out with a CC, because before, without the U-turn damage, he would be out of range from a CC, I'm pretty sure, but now he's in range, and I'm like, alright, let's knock him out and not get swept by Haxorus, because that would have been a little bad, because then, you know, a little embarrassing, because I just got swept by Haxorus with this team, come on, man. But luckily that did not happen. In comes Sylveon. Kind of praying he doesn't have Side Shot because he could easily go for it here, but he does not go for it. He's just a regular old leftovers, probably max defense, HP, Moonblast, Cute Charm, Wish Protect Sylveon. So I get the substitute off, hoping that maybe he goes for something that doesn't break my sub. But he does break the sub with the Moonblast because, dang, Sylveon, you were powerful. Maybe he has some special attack investment, or maybe Nidoking is just that frail. I don't know. Or Sylveon's just that powerful, yeah. So I decided to just go for the Sludge Wave. I probably should have went for it earlier because it doesn't knock out Sylveon, which sucks. But hey, at the same time, he doesn't knock me out, so it's not really too much of a big deal. I mean, he does go for Protect. I could have maybe predicted that. I mean, I just go for Ice Beam over here. Maybe it gives him an out to want to switch out and maybe bring in Sylveon later on, but Sylveon's so weak now, like with its HP at the range it's at. It goes down to pretty much any move I have on my team, so he just sacks it. I was thinking that maybe he want to go into Scizor though, but Scizor is pretty weakened, and I got Rocks up, so maybe he was in range of an Ice Beam, because Life Orb Nidoking does not mess around. So I obviously want to keep my Nidoking because it might be I want to keep it as a sack, who knows. And also, it does pretty well versus that Rotom Heap he has in the back, and Celebi, maybe he has no switching for it. So I predict him to want to go for a Bullet Punch, which is an awesome play because he does go for that. And I'm able to full switch on out as in comes the Rotom Heat. So now I'm bringing it back. I actually thought I was going to lose this game for sure from the Haxorus point. But I'm actually really bringing it back. I just need him to lose another Pokemon, and then I should be good with Infernape, because Infernape can definitely win the game over here with its Scarf set. Like, able to outspeed everything and, you know, just knock everything out too. Flare Blitz or Close Combat. So, luckily he stayed in with that Rotom Heat over there, because he probably could have went to Scizor predicting the Sludge Wave, but maybe he was scared of me going for something else. Not too sure, but yeah, we knock out the Rotom Heat, and Nidoking picks up another knockout, so that's awesome. In comes Celebi, able to outspeed me. Usually Celebi's, I would guess, our Z-move, but since his Haxorus is Z-move, not too sure what Celebi is. Maybe it was a Scarf set, I don't know. Probably not, though. But maybe it's dual Z-move, who knows, maybe Specs. But it does not matter because we have Scarf Infernape, we Flare Blitz it, knock it out. Last mod is Scizor, and I'm guessing he's banded. I mean, judging from the damage from Bullet Punch, it's probably banded. And the U-turn on DNC too, like that's a powerful Scizor. Knocks out my Infernape, which is to be expected. He did, I think, somebody critical hit my Infernape. I don't think it was this guy, though. Somebody else that we're going to show. The next battle, I think. I was like, did he crit my Infernape? No. It was just recoil damage that brought my Infernape to that low of an HP where Scizor can knock me out from Bullet Punch. And then my last mod, Rotom Mo, is able to take on the Scizor, which was really scary because I was like, am I going to get knocked out by a Adamant Bullet Punch over here? But I don't. So thankfully, Rotom Mo is able to live that. It's not like a Rotom Heat where 4 times resist Steel. It's only 2 times. So that was a pretty close one. GG to Richard Rone. Next up, we got versus Nane, and this is a pretty scary battle because he could have Sticky Webs, and that could lower Infernape's speed, and then it's pretty much, he has some scary amounts of Sticky Webs like Nidoking, Mine Shao, and Mega Manectric, and even Hydreigon. And then Sylveon as well could be even having Side Shock, so I gotta be careful with that. But as long as I keep Aggron, Sylveon is not that much of a threat. And then I have Dancey for the Manectric, Dancey for Hydreigon, unless it has Flash Cannon, which mine does, so probably he does as well. Dancey's actually getting up on the rise, I think. Dancey and the Aryu tier, people love running it. I mean, it did move up from the NU to Aryu. Maybe Slowbro's next, who knows. So, lead off with Infernape, he leads off with Nidoking. I guess maybe he was scared of me being banded. And just getting a one-shot on the Nidoking. I'm not too sure. Maybe he thought it would be Sash. I don't know. Because, like, if you lead off with Nidoking, are you Focus Sash, Stealth Rocks? I don't know. But I just U-turned it out because I was scared of Nidoking staying in and Earth Power me, so I brought in Rotom Mo as he went into Araquanid. I just go for Leaf Storm because I was like, okay, maybe he's going to bring in Manectric, expecting the electric move, but nope, he goes on Hydreigon. Safe play all around because obviously it could take the electric and the grass move. So I bring in Infernape. I was like, okay, this is a tough Pokemon to switch into. He might expect me to go into DNC, so I'm going to go into Infernape. But nope, he just throws out the safe Dark Pulse. And there's that critical hit. I remember it. I was like, somebody critical hit me. It was this Hydreigon over here. So I U-turn again because I have a feeling he probably wants to switch out, and he does go into Araquanid. Probably expect me to want to go for like a close combat or whatever. I mean, Araquanid can take anything Infernape wants to go for except for a Stone Edge. I go into Rotom Mo, go for the Leaf Storm, and get a crit, which probably mattered because Araquanid has really good special defense. And yeah, I mean, that sucks. He probably went for like a Sticky Web or a Leech Life, probably doing a lot of damage to Rotom Mo and gaining all the HP back. But I do have Electrium Z, so I would have went for that maybe the next turn, but maybe he switched out. Who knows? You never know, because it happened with the critical hit. So, in comes Nidoking as I hard switch into Hydreigon. He got his Rocks up. So it is Rocks Hydreigon. So Rocks Nidoking. Imagine Hydreigon learning Rocks. That'd be funny. So I was like, okay. Maybe it's like a Focus Sash Nidoking, but I don't know. I don't know the damage on the Ice Beam with a Life Orb Nidoking. I feel like it knocks out Hydreigon from full. I have a feeling it was Focus Sash, though. I'm not too sure, though. I can calc it, but I didn't. So Flash Cannon crits the Nidoking, which doesn't matter because it's a 2-kit KO either way, and I wanted to catch that Sylveon if he wanted to bring it in as well. In comes Mega Manectric. I want to keep Hydreigon because maybe I could keep as a sack, or maybe if I get I get Defog and get rid of Rocks, I can bring in Hydreigon later on. And also I was expecting to hit him Power Ice, so maybe I can get up my own Rocks versus Mega Manectric. But nope, he just Volt Switches on out, which is smart because it knocks out the Hydreigon. And then comes Mine Shao, which is able to high jump kick. So I'm like, okay, I might as well just sack Hydreigon because I have no switch into Mine Shao, and I want to keep everything else versus his team. And I also was kind of hoping that, like, I know it doesn't, but I was like, maybe it can crash when it fails, but it doesn't with high jump kick and lose 50% of HP. So I bring in Nidoking. He knocks off my Life Orb, which is awesome because then he's not going to take as much damage from the Sludge Wave with Sheer Force, but it critical hits him, and I think maybe that mattered? I don't know. Mine Shao is pretty frail, like, very frail. But honestly, like, without the Life Orb, Nidoking is not that powerful, It needs that Life Orb, but it does still have Sheer Force, so maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. I didn't calc, so He goes for the hidden power ice, knocks me out right there, and I just bring in Diancie. If Diancie is able to take anything, and you know, it doesn't really matter. Max special defense, Diancie. I can just get my rocks up and take the hit. Poor Mega Max can't even knock out max special defense Diancie. It's not even resisted too. So that's why Diancie's on the rise, and that's why I need to use Carbink and Enu because it goes up, sadly. Because I used Diancie a lot in the new tier. It was really good with Trick Room. So still doesn't knock me out. I live on a sliver, and I get some beautiful damage on with that Moon Blast right there, and put it in range for it. Infernape to knock it out. But he knocks me out, which is fine, because Diancie got its rocks up, weakened the Magnetric, and put it in range, like I said, for Infernape. So, in comes Sylveon, as Sylveon does not do much to Aggron, and Aggron over here, I was like, okay, people might want to switch out into Hydreigon over here, so I'm just going to go for the Heavy Slam, you know, get some chip, might as well. I don't think he wants to stay in versus Sylveon, but he did. I mean, versus Aggron with Sylveon, but he did. And he goes for a Wish, so I guess he expected me to not be running any attack EVs or whatnot or Adamant. Most Mega Aggron don't, so it makes sense. And now I go for a Curse because I was expecting him to probably want to go for a Protect, you know, get back his Sylveon's HP with that Wish. But nope, he goes into the Hydreigon, which is smart because he wants to get that back up. But honestly, not really mattering too much. I feel like Sylveon was more important than Hydreigon because Sylveon can actually take a hit from Infernape. Because Infernape is definitely the biggest threat for his team because close combat literally knocks out everything and outspeeds everything. Maybe I was hoping that I wouldn't be Scarf Infernape, even though I think I revealed that I was. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, +1 cursed up Mega Aggron's Heavy Slam doesn't do much to Hydreigon. I take the Fire Blast though, which is nice, but I want to keep it just in case he wants to keep that Sylveon and somehow it lives Infernape's Wrath, which I doubt it, but maybe, I don't know, if I get knocked out somehow. So I sack Rotom because Rotom doesn't really do much versus his team anymore. And now I get to bring in an Infernape and go for a close combat as actually Sylveon goes down to Stealth Rock. So switching it out was, I think, not the play. I think he should have definitely stayed in right there. Because maybe if he healed up the Sylveon and you went to Hydreigon on the Aggron, Fire Blast, you know, it 2-hit KOs me, and then I sack Rotom, maybe Sylveon could have potentially done it. I don't know. Because Nidoking is gone, I think. Yeah. Nidoking is on my team gone, so I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But Infernape just close combat to everything and just knocks everything out. So yeah, that is going to be game. Scarf Infernape just cleaning up every single game, to be honest. And what an animal. So what a monster. Last game we got is versus John over here. He has some banned mons. What are you doing, John? You got Gliscor, you got Breloom. It's okay though because, you know, I was like, all right, he forgot. He hasn't played UU in a while, but now he knows. Because Gliscor is an OU and Breloom is banned in the UU tier. So, yeah, I mean, I still might as well battle. Those guys are really big threats, but I think I still win with Infernape. And I got Mega Aggron for the Altaria. I have Diancie for Typhlosion. Gliscor, I got Hydreigon. Suicune, I got Rotom, and Breloom, I just got to be careful with that guy because that's the biggest threat for sure on his team. Swords Dance Spore is just going to probably demolish any team, really, with Swords Dance, Rock Tome, and I mean, even Bandit too. I don't know. I like Bandit, me personally. So lead off with Ape because Ape can just U-turn on whatever he wants to lead off with. It's a pretty safe lead as well as it leads off with Breloom. Probably Focus Sash Breloom if he leads off with it, and he probably does not want me to U-turn on it and break his Sash. So in comes Typhlosion. Maybe he expected a Fire move right there, so maybe he's not Focus Sash because Typhlosion does have the ability Flash Fire. I bring in Diancie. As Diancie should be able to take anything Typhlosion wants to go for. He throws off a Hidden Power or something. I guess it's Grass, since what else would Typhlosion run? That is super effective. It's definitely not Hidden Power Water. So, I mean, unless, since he did bring it on a Infernape, maybe it is Hidden Power Water. I don't know. But that looks to be Specs damage, since Diancie's max health defense. But it still did not matter since we got our rocks up and we just KO Typhlosion with a Diamond Storm. So, yeah, that's Diancie for you. And we get the defense boost as well, which is nice, but at the same time, we probably still get knocked out by Bullet Seed because Technician boosted Breloom is a monster. So I'm going to go into Infernape expecting the Bullet Seeds because that's probably what he wants to go for, but he actually goes for the Sport. So I wasn't expecting that. Infernape goes to sleep, but I still have Heal Bell on the Diancie, so maybe I can Heal Bell that back up. I go into Nidoking expecting him to want a Swords Dance or Mach Punch, whatever the case may be with Breloom, whatever he wants to do versus Infernape and not Bullet Seed, which he does not. And he actually stays in and lets me Ice Beam him, so awesome. I'll take that. Maybe he thought that he would be faster. Maybe he thought that I couldn't knock him out. I don't know. Maybe just it was like, okay, well, Nidoking I have no switching for, except for Suicune. Maybe Suicune could definitely switch in on a Sludge Wave. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on the Suicune. Most Suicunes are Vincune though, like max HP, max speed. And he could Calm Mind up, which he is doing when I brought in Rotom-Mow. And this is what I was fearing, so I was just going to go for the Electrium Z, hoping that he wouldn't go for Protect if he does have that. And kind of hoping that he's going to be the Crocoon set, the max HP, max special defense set, because then I'm able to, take care of it more effectively because I wouldn't be able to Protect on the Z move and maybe substitute up. And that Z move did so much damage, I guess he was not expecting that. But honestly, at the same time, he probably should have went for Protect if he did have that, or a Rest, because Rotom is either going to go for a Thunderbolt, you want to gauge the damage, or Leaf Storm and lower special attack. So you definitely want to try and gauge the damage before you start setting up a Suicune. So yeah, he just lost the Suicune right there, just without even doing any damage at all, just Calm Minding up. So good job, Rotom-Mow, taking care of that massive threat. In comes Altaria, though, another massive threat. I just go for the Volt Switch because I was like, okay, might as well get some chip. I mean, I'm faster, so might as well. I'm not going to just hard switch, and maybe he pulls a double, who knows. So, chip is chip, we take that. Maybe the HP matters, who knows. I'll bring in Diancie as pretty much a sack, and if he does Dragon Dance up, I can see if he has Earthquake, and then I'll just bring in Aggron, Heavy Slam him, and destroy him. But he actually turns out to be special, so he has a Flamethrower right there, so I'm like, okay, cool. That's not much of a threat because, it doesn't do much when you start when you're not boosting your attack. Like, I'm not too worried about that. Infernape can outspeed that. Hydreigon can outspeed that. Flash Cannon and destroy it. I mean, it does suck that he has Flamethrower. It could burn Aggron if I wanted to bring it in, but it's not the end of the world. It's not going to be able to sweep me. So I bring in Rotom over here, as Rotom should be able to knock out the Altaria from the range it's at. Luckily, max special defense Diancie is able to take a hit and bring it down to that HP. Man, Diancie's been putting in work. Maybe I'll make that the title instead of Infernape. I don't know. We'll see. I bring in Hydreigon as Gliscor is not going to be able to do anything versus Hydreigon. That's for sure. I mean, we're specs. He could Toxic me, but he gets flinched, so there's nothing he could really have done. Even if he Swords Dances, he's outsped. Like, I 2-KO him. There's not much he could really do at all at this point. Scizor is his last one. And yeah, Hydreigon pretty much just wins the game. Like, he could U-turn and knock me out, like, if he wants to. But he goes for Swords Dance, trying to maybe bank on Bullet Punch sweeping me. But Rotom-Mow is healthy as can be, and plus Hydreigon just lives the Bullet Punch too. Maybe feels Life Orb. He could maybe knock out Hydreigon from full. I doubt it though. Either way, that's going to be a GG versus John, and that's going to be it for the Wi-Fi battles today. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and yeah, that's going to be it. Can't wait for some Sword and Shield news here soon, because it's coming towards E3, and we might get something this month as well. I don't know. We'll see. I hope so, though. So yeah, enjoyed these UU Wi-Fi battles. If you do want to Wi-Fi battle me, my Discord is in the description down below, like I always say. And if you want to send me teams, my Smogon profile is in the description down below as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace, everybody.